Today we have a 31-year-old woman who refused an arranged marriage and now complains that white-collar men aren't capable. She's upset about her choices, but reality doesn't care about your feelings. Let's break it down.
Hey, y'all have the African women in here. So I'm a 31-year-old African woman from Dallas. So
Uh-oh. Did you call
yeah,
in the other night?
yeah, I did. You can hear my voice. It's very distinct, I'm sure.
Okay. Okay. Did we speak though?
Yeah, we did. I actually was on this again.
Okay. So refresh me. I speak to so many people. Which show
I
did
was
you?
the
Go
one
ahead.
where I was talking about the tire changing situation, how these white collar men weren't changing tires out here.
Oh, yeah, but you're already married though, aren't you?
No, I actually am not.
Okay. So did you call into the show because you're looking to find one of these men?
No, no, I was just wanting to let these younger girls know if there's a prearranged situation coming
Mm.
from both worlds, the prearranged situation is better. I'm telling you.
Right. And now you said you're 31?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would think prearranged is better. Did you have an opportunity to do that?
Yes, I did. I passed it up, and these men out here are broke, and oh, I'm not happy with that.
Hold on now. Wait a minute. Now you know you're gonna start lobbing stuff at my men, and you're in Dallas, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I lived in Dallas most of my adult career, so these men are broke. I was in Dallas for a long time. Where are you going?
Well, honestly, I don't have the social life anymore. I was like, okay, you know what?
Are you 31? You sound like you 70. What you
I,
mean?
I, I know. I don't know. It's always been my voice,
No, no,
but
no, no. I mean, you sound
I
like you
guess the
70,
thing
like you don't do nothing.
I don't. I really don't. I go home and I just chill because
All
I
right,
just didn't
let's
figure
back up, Jasmine.
out.
Okay, let's back up, Jasmine. Let's back up. Let's
Okay.
reel it on back. Jasmine, 31, Dallas. Did you go to college?
Yeah, I graduated.
From
Yeah, yeah,
what? From what? From where? I don't know. So from where'd you graduate from?
Stephen F. Austin.
Oh, okay. Cool. So that's around okay. Uh and where'd you go to school for?
Uh, Criminal justice and public administration, but I'm not working in that field at all.
Oh, so what are you doing?
I'm actually a hearing specialist, so it's in the medical field,
Uh-huh.
audiology. So yeah,
Audiology? Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
that's what I'm doing now.
And so would you like to be married?
I'm really on the fence about that right now because I have dated long-term relationships, and
Okay,
you
let's
know,
move. I want to move all your past history over to the side for the sake of this question.
okay,
Would you like to be married or not?
yes, at some point, yes.
All right, so we can get to your past, but I just want to know what it is you want. Okay, so I mean, because when you were a young woman, did you assume you'd be married?
Yeah, I assumed I'll be married by now, but
Okay. And most
life
people do.
happened. Well,
Most people do. Hold on. What I'm saying is most people do. So if you want to be married, you went to college, you have your degree, you live in Dallas. Um,
mhm.
Now let's get into this part. Um, do you, if you were married, would you still want to have your work career, or would you want to be a stay at home wife and be a mother?
A balance of both, if that makes any sense. Like I would
No, it
want to
does.
stay home till they get to kindergarten,
Uh
and then work a little bit, make some extra money for the household, and then when they get to high school, more involved in the activities, and they need help trying to get out on
let me
their
back.
own. I want to be at home for that.
Let me back you up. Let me back you up. You
Okay.
want to be a stay at home wife because what you just described is a
hmm
woman whose money is not required for the family to function.
Okay.
Okay, and that's something I need you women to understand. You say a balance of both. That ain't a balance of nothing. You want to
Okay.
work. Let me explain. And I'm also doing it for the show. You want to work off and on, be able to
hmm
be with your kids, and then when they go to but that's not a career. That's a part time job. But you want your husband to be able to pay for both of the cars, the mortgage, the retirement, the vacations, the medical school, the college funds, and all that other stuff. And then every little bit of money you make is just extra on top of that. But you're not required to ever really be responsible to pay a bill. That's what you just kind of laid out. You just didn't say it that way.
Yeah, because I will say this. I make enough to manage a household the same way I would expect a guy to. So I'm bringing to the table financially, literally, what I would expect from a guy. So I'm like, okay, if both of us are working, one income should be savings, other one can manage the bills, right?
Well, I get that what you're doing right now, but I'm focused on what
Yeah.
it is you want. So what I'm trying to
Yeah,
do is I'm
one
not have a
income.
conversation about what you have to do. I'm having a conversation about
Yeah.
what you want to do and then how to get it.
Okay.
See, a lot of black women, especially in your position, you have your guard up, and you're already trying to you're trying to play chess with me, and you're trying to outmaneuver me and tell me that. And I'm gonna get to the point I'm gonna get to anyway. And I'm ultimately trying to get to one point. You're doing what you're doing right now because you have not been able to find what it is you truly want. And in order to do that, we got to find out what it is you want. And it's cool. You want to be a stay-at-home wife who have a husband who can make the kind of money you're talking about, to where your money's on top of that. That's cool.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. 51% of black men in this country are single and childless. 64% of black men are in the middle class. I lived in Dallas for 12 years. It is chock full of high earning, single, childless black men.
Okay.
So when I hear a black woman say they can't find them, I'm like, no. Had a woman on here
We
the
ain't
other
leaving
day.
the house.
Huh?
I said, we're not leaving the house. That's why.
Well, maybe not leaving the house. Or, I mean, I had a woman on here the other day, 42 from Dallas. But, how do you, have you ever had a relationship that was successful?
No.
Okay.
And in the process of that, I have learned, gone to counseling, got my career in order. Because I would say I kind of hit my young adult years at a different dynamic. My biological father's over in Sudan, and my mom and my stepdad passed away when I was in college. So I've hit life in a real different dynamic. So I was just like, ooh.
Okay. So do you have any siblings?
Yeah.
In the
My
States?
dad has 5 kids.
Any siblings in the States?
I believe there's 4 of us, I think.
None that you know. Not really.
Well, my older sister, yes.
So what I'm asking, when I say siblings, I mean like brothers and sisters, like family. What I'm trying to find, sounds like you're alone.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you went through therapy. How long ago did you do that?
I've been going like for 4 years straight. I've been, it's a big dynamic of how things have changed. Yeah.
Okay. So people go to counseling, make improvements. But see, what I've always been fascinated about is how other groups of women can get out of their positions faster than black women seem to be able to get out of theirs, who have traumatic family situations that are on par or worse. But it's not the fodder. It doesn't become the reason why they don't have anything. If you're making a degree and you're making a good living and you've been in counseling, what's the problem? And you say you've never had a good relationship. Yeah, those things kind of are at odds with one another.
Well, I will say that in 2016, when I left a bad relationship, I haven't dated since, and I kind of just focus more on me to make sure, like, okay, hey, I'm going to be a high earner. I got to take care of myself. So, like you said, I'm alone. So I did those things. Yeah, and I haven't got back out there socially. I haven't.
So you are. Let me go ahead and see if this sounds about right to you. See if this sounds familiar to you. I believe that over time, a woman invests more and more of her time and energy into gaining a PhD or a high-power career, and then later that career, a PhD or a high-power career, and later one of those two things becomes what is considered a masculine love object. Energy that she would have invested in being with a man and a family is now invested in identifying with her degree and her career. This is why so many can be proud of their career while at the same time living as a single woman. In other words, a transference is taking place. The masculine love object is now a degree or a career instead of a man. So, from her perspective, a shift is taking place. She has the masculine force that she claims in her life, which that means you no longer need to leave your house. You got your man. Unfortunately, it's coming from her and her relationship and degree and career, not a man. This happens for shout out to Craig 6T. That happens far too often with our college educated strong sisters. You got a career.
And that's the thing.
Hold on.
Well, that's not the case for me. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, this is it for me. This is what it was. Just I kind of got isolated. I needed to work on myself, and now it's like I'm actually considering. I'm like, okay, I'm going out. Like, okay, I need to go shopping. I need to go.
I guess maybe I didn't put it the right way. See, what I meant is, far too often our sisters feel like they have. Okay, what I'm hearing you say is I had to go work on myself, and then I'm ready to get back out there. I had a woman on my talk about she needs to work on herself for a couple more years and she'll be ready. That woman was 70. You don't work on, it's not one then the other. It's everything at one time. I don't know who told black women you're supposed to take life and pick parts. Because too many black women do this. I'm going to go to college. Then first, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get the degree. Then I'm going to get my master's. Then I'm going to get a career. And after that, I'm going to get this. And later on in life, I'm going to plug in a man. That's a masculine way of looking at things. You're supposed to be doing this thing at the same time. If you're in therapy, that means you know something is wrong.
Yeah.
But then that means but if you're not actively out there dating, all you and your therapist are doing is masturbating. 4 years and no relationship, that's masturbation.
Okay.
You have nothing new to practice on. And honestly, unless there was something clinically wrong, schizophrenia, bipolar, something where you actually where you have a medical diagnosis and some sort of medication, depression doesn't last as long. I've been to counseling many times. I've had to take psych meds or Prozac.
Yeah.
It is not meant to be a 4 or 5 year thing. We're supposed to move forward. So I say you're stuck. And when you say you don't go anywhere, well, no, you got a situation where you got to make enough money. You're good. You got a therapist. You have your outlet. But you were going to tell these young ladies that don't pass up the marital, the prearranged situation.
Yeah.
But how can you say that?
Because, okay, and the reason why I say I don't pass up the prearranged situation is, for me, I was like, I would be happy married with a kid, and I passed up the opportunity for that to be like right there in my face, and now it's like having to search for it is a little bit more stress than what it's worth.
Well, but what I'm hearing, Jasmine, is you haven't been out since 2016. There is no search. You quit.
Yeah.
You quit. You're in therapy and you quit. And that happens a lot of times with black folk. We just go someplace and it's like, all right, I'm good. I mean, okay, let's take it this way. How much more therapy how many more years of therapy do you need before you're ready to go to date?
Oh no, I mean, I think we're beyond that point. I think I kind of was just like, like I've actually, mine is like the COVID-19 stuff, like, and that's not a reason. But beginning of the year, I was like, oh, I planned a couple of trips here out of the country, and that just didn't kind of go through. So I was.
You planned a couple of trips by yourself?
Yeah, I always travel the world by myself.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, Jasmine. Huh? We are not meant to live life alone. It does not keep you safe, sis. This isn't healthy. And if your therapist hasn't told you, I'm gonna be the one to tell you. 4 years, and I asked you how many more years of counseling do you need before you're ready to date? And you were gonna say you're about to tell the truth. Then you caught yourself. The truth is, you should already been out there dating, but you're scared.
I am. I have my hangups and my trust issues, but
If you have a therapist for 4 years and you are still in the same place, you need to fire your therapist. There's no way somebody should be taking 4 years of your money and you still stuck. Talking about planning trips out of the country by yourself. Why? You're not supposed to be traveling the world by yourself.
Well, I've done it before and I came back safe.
Okay, you've done it before because you don't know how to do anything else. When you travel by yourself, how do you feel when you see couples?
They look like they're having fun and enjoying
Do you feel like
themselves.
y'all are, what I mean is, do you feel like that y'all on the same level? You're traveling by yourself. There are couples. You go down to get baggage and you got to stand in baggage and either pay a sky cap or lug them shits out yourself. Another woman has a man to grab the bags. You got to hail down an Uber or a cab. The other woman has a man to do all this stuff. You're traveling around and somebody else is carrying the bags. You doing it all yourself. You can see this.
Yeah.
And you know it's not the way you want it or the way it should be.
You're right.
All right. So that's what I'm talking about acting on. Not all the bad times you had before, not your family upbringing. If you're in counseling, it's supposed to just get you to the point to where you're back in life. It's not meant for you to stay stuck. A life preserver is meant to keep you alive until help comes. But you're your own help. When do you plan on swimming for the shore? Or do you just, or have you made peace with just dying by yourself?
You're right. I'm not arguing the point at all.
I know, but you're 31. Because I'm going to be honest. Sis, when you called and said 31, I'm like, the tonality in your voice comes across as a much older woman. And I'm not just talking about the tenor. I'm not talking about the deepness. I'm talking about the grit. So due respect to the college and the job and the ability to travel and all that other kind of stuff. We are not meant to be on this world by ourselves until we die and are stuck in a plot in the corner, never to who's going to know you were here? What's going to be your legacy? Who's going to chronicle your life? You're 31. The wall for women and children is 35.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
So when you say that these men out here ain't this, black men are tired of hearing that shit. This ain't about black men, sis. This is about you. But you are quick to put it on the men. And I'm here to try to help you through some of this stuff. Sounds like you got a decent head on your shoulders, but the fear is real. I understand. I do. I really do. But you gotta try again.
Okay.
So if you're going to try, how would you do it? That's the real question. How would you get out there and start meeting people, meeting men that you could even just share a meal with and just have a conversation that's not about something from the past? How would you make new experiences? How would you do that?
At this point, I'm kind of like looking at different business mixers to go to, because another thing is I've kind of like, I need to get away from my past, like some of the people that I've dealt with in my past, like that aren't moving forward in life. So it's been a real like strong breakup with the past right now, and I'm also doing that. So not so much going out with the people that I used to go out with, because I'm just like, they're not trying to move forward in life. I need to just
let me stop you right here, sis. Let me stop you right here. What you just did was what a lot of sisters do. I asked you, what should you do or would you do? What do you want? And you just told me what you did not want. I hold on. I understand you know what does not work and did not work. What does work? Everything I've been asking you is about what do you want and how to do it. And you keep going back to this other one, which tells me you spent more time in the past than in the present and future. That's cool. What you're really saying is, Kevin, I don't know. I don't know how to get out there and do something healthy and functional. And that's okay. But you got to admit that.
Yeah.
And so many black women want to project this, I got it under control and I'm strong and independent and educated, and you don't. My suggestion would you don't go to business functions to make social friends. You go there to do business.
Okay.
What side of Dallas do you live on?
I actually live in Lancaster right now.
Okay. Do you go to church?
I do not.
All right. Are you? And you said you're what do you do for a living? Is it science background? It's audiologist,
Yes.
audiologist, audiologist. Um, do you work out?
Yes, I do.
Um, have you ever? Cause you like? Are you good with outdoor activities? Running, hiking, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I usually run like 3 to 4 miles
Okay.
every other
Let
day
me
and
give you a
lift
good
weights all that
idea.
kind of
Cycling,
cycling. Okay.
bike riding, cycling. Cycling is a great way to meet. First off, cheap people don't cycle. It takes money to
Yeah.
cycle. You got to buy a bike. Then you got to be able to ride around White Rock Lake, all these other kind of places. You meet professional people. Companies tend to have cycling. Cycling is a great way to get your exercise in and meet groups of people. You got to stop being by yourself. When you
Okay.
run, because everything you sound like you do is solitary. Do you ever go
Yeah.
to classes and do CrossFit or cardio kickboxing group classes? Anything?
I don't do group anything.
There you
Yeah,
go. There you
I
go.
run on my own.
So let me tell you this. One of the things you definitely, what did I say at the beginning? 3 things: image consultant, personal trainer, matchmaker. One of the big things is an image consultant I do is I help people work on their soft skills and interpersonal skills. You've isolated yourself from the world, so your soft skills and people skills have deteriorated to nothing, to where you're more comfortable traveling to another continent by yourself. We can work on that, but you got to start being around
Yeah.
people, Toastmasters, improv classes, one-on-one communication. You're going to need one-on-one communications training. You're not going to be able to watch videos and read books. This is going to have to be done by somebody who actually knows what to look for in quote unquote interpersonal communication. And then you're going
Yeah.
to have a plan put forth to help you get out there one step at a time, because you have spent 31 years of your life building a shell around yourself. Fire your therapist. Say thank you. This has been good, but I need to go a different direction.
Yeah.
Because you were too young to be living like this. Ben Franklin has a famous quote: some men die at 25, but they're not buried until they're 75. You don't want to be that person who died at 25, and as a woman, you don't get buried until you're 80. What do you need
Yeah.
this life for?
Yeah.
Those are some suggestions I would have. Coming into these kind of spaces are good for entertainment, but I think it probably is too much information at sometimes. You're way past the I need new information. You need new experiences to replace the old ones. You need new habits to replace the old ones. You personally. You don't need to watch people doing it. You need to do it yourself.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. I mean, everything you're telling me is just like I was kind of at that point, but I was just like, I have gotten isolated, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I understand. I need to step out, and I was just like, what's the point? I kind of got to what's the point?
Well, that's why when you start working with a life coach, working with somebody who does what I do, they can help you remember what this shit is about. The point is, when 2021 happens and you're scheduling those trips that were supposed to happen in 2020, you ain't going by yourself. When it's time to go to dinner, you ain't going by yourself. That was the first question. One of the first questions I asked on here. Are you truly in charge of your dating or your social life? And most we have too many adults that really just aren't, especially you millennials. You're too content. You make too much money and you're not really struggling. So that was my suggestion. I put my email address on the screen. I also put the link to the interpersonal coaching. Don't let that slide by, for sure. And like I said, women can end up having their social skills get rusty too. But I would tell you, there's a lot of good men in Dallas. A lot of good men in Dallas. You got a better shot with men in Dallas than women in Houston.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, I think I just isolated myself. I was just like, oh, I'm over it kind of thing. And I really have.
Well, we don't want to get personal, but at 31 years old and 34, you're going to start hitting your sexual peak. I mean, there ain't that much over, man. There's not that much over. I mean, you got needs too. I mean, no.
Yeah.
What you don't want to have happen is you go into a doctor and be like, "Oh, Jasmine, you have ovarian cancer. You got 6 months to live," and then you realize, "Damn, I done wasted this time."
Yeah.
Well, or I say that because nothing crystallizes a person like their mortality. You still think you got time. And I said it earlier today. If you're past 27 as a woman, you don't have all this time. And you don't want to continue to blow the rest of your youth. You're 31. You're not 61. Stop moving like you're 71.
Yeah.
Got it?
So you're 31 and you refused an arranged marriage because you thought you deserved freedom and better options. Now you're complaining that white-collar men aren't capable? Let's get real. Men don't owe you validation, and success isn't guaranteed because you say it should be. White-collar men are disciplined, ambitious, and intentional. They notice when women make choices that reduce their value or limit their options. By refusing an arranged marriage, you rejected stability and a built-in pathway to partnership, and now you want to blame men instead of reflecting on your decisions. At 31, your window for the men you want is shrinking. The truth is, accountability matters more than complaints. If you want capable men in your life, your behavior and mindset must match the level of man you seek. Until then, your frustrations won't bring results.